So at first glance, Flatworld appears almost identical to our own, but with time, it reveals that this is not the case. See where Flatworld takes you. The music was written, performed, and recorded by Aquahen, also known as Jay Wilder and Dan Lotito, in an undisclosed location in North America. The film was created and animated by hand over a period of a year. And then I'm glad to have on Megaphone, the loudspeaker show, Daniel Lotito. So
That's
welcome
it.
to the show, Daniel.
Hello.
Yeah,
Thanks
so
for
then
having
you're talking to us from New York.
me. In New Jersey, actually, just south of New York. But yeah.
New Jersey. Okay, so tell us about this film. Can you describe the creative process behind the music and the animation in Flat World?
Sure. The music was recorded separately as its own idea. Just an original composition, mostly written by that other name there, Jay Wilder, who's a good buddy for a long time. And I also assisted in the production and the recording. And then we kind of sat in the shelf for a little while. I'm like, you know what? Maybe we should take our shot at some films. So it started as a small idea where we made just like a couple clips and things, and then we just, of course, just got all into it. It was like, you know what? Let's just keep going and try to make a whole kind of story idea. And then fast forward about 10 months, there it was. It was done.
And what inspired you? This concept, and I noticed there are a lot of
Sure.
at least a couple of hidden meanings behind this Flat World, and its gradual divergence from our own reality. I mean, it's pretty philosophical, if you will, and I'd say a child wouldn't understand this film because, to be honest with you, when I watched it at first, I couldn't. I noticed there were lots of symbols, lots of stuff in the film.
Sure. Sure. Well, I guess there's one thing. There's one way to look at it, and that's it's okay to not understand it. It's okay. It's okay to not understand what you're looking at. It's as long as you feel comfortable while listening to the music and watching it, and the imagery and the colors and the characters. It's almost like, see, that's why a little kid would understand it, in my opinion, because a little kid would kind of make their own story up while watching it, and and that's okay too. In fact, I kind of like that more. I'm a little hesitant to reveal all its meaning, but what everything means. But I'm happy to answer some questions today.
Yeah, for instance, the scenes with the lady in the car opening and revealing
That's right.
those flat lines,
That's
and then
right.
you see them like that relating to the moon, and she points it to the sky.
That's right.
uh you know what I'm saying? There are lots of philosophical meanings behind it. It doesn't seem to be what you see. What you see probably doesn't mean what it seems to mean. So the question
No.
is, what does it all mean?
What does it all mean? What does anything mean? If it means what it makes you feel when you watch it. I mean, but if you're looking for like a literal like story A to B, I mean, I could tell you this much. I mean, clearly both characters in the story receive these cards with these symbols, and I'm sure you could put it together if you combine the two symbols. It looks like the final planet at the end. One could say that they have been summoned to meet each other like they do, and they're drawn to this place, this rooftop, apparently at the end. But then after that, it's kind of vague. Like this kind of supernatural event occurs where the cards fly out of their hands and they kind of form the shape that looks like Flat World, almost revealing where they live or where they are. Did they already know that? Did they not know that? I don't know. I don't know. And And that's all we needed to know. And then, and after that, the audience is allowed to draw its own conclusion.
Yeah, so I'd say the best films in the world, they conceptualize films this manner. You know, they don't simply go ahead and tell a story that people would easily tell what it is. You know, they call it
Sure.
obvious. Oh, yeah, I mean there's even a mistake that filmmakers call it. They say it's too in the face. It's too obvious. It's in the
Yeah.
face
Yeah.
dialogue, and you guys did that, and I was like, whoa, these people must know what they're doing, you know. So what
Well,
inspired you guys to do that?
okay, well, I mean, the music itself has no words, so I mean, there's that. So there's no suggestion anyway. So you're already kind of in this kind of ambiguous place where you don't really know. You have to come up with your own conclusions just by listening to it. So why should we make it any easier when you watch it? But we're not trying to fool anyone. Those images mean a lot to us, and I think it's for us. It's the meaning for us, and I think other people who create things would probably agree to some degree. Is it's not so much the it's not so much the conclusion; it's the journey. It's for us. The art is making it. The end result we like. We want it to be what you see, but for us, we find meaning in the process of making it and watching these images come to real life. Otherwise, it doesn't. To me, it doesn't. The content of the film doesn't really have too much existential value to me. It's not. It's not like, oh man, I wish I was at that place. I wish I was on that rooftop or in the back of that car or something. It's not about that. It's about the fact that we made this person up. And by the way, those people in that film, they're not. They're real people. They're real people that were reanimated. So those were scenes were done on camera first and then repurposed for film. So that's part of it too, is that there are actual people who I know. One of them is me. I'm the male. And yeah, I'm who has dark skin. I do not. So we had to recharacterize the guy, but that's me. And that's my girlfriend who's in the backseat and the female character. So there was just as much meaning in the creative process, making it with her, you know, and having that shared experience, and then also kind of sending these characters on this weird journey, if that makes any sense.
It does. And what challenges, if there were any, did
Oh
you
my
encounter
gosh!
doing the?
Are you kidding? What challenges? Are you kidding? I mean, if there aren't challenges, then you're wasting your time. There has to be challenges. You have to want to dive right into them too. You know, you give yourself an idea. You're like, how do I create this? I mean, because everything started on film first. I mean, we didn't take too many. The chances weren't too hard, but like scenes where like the cards met, and you know, at the very end, and you know, that swirly thing behind, like how to. You have no idea, man. I had to take like TVs and put them on the floor and film things and film my own hand, and I had to do my own homemade green screens and just to recreate ideas I would only get animated over anyway. So yeah, it was a lot of effort.
Yeah. And what
I mean,
emotions or messages um were you aiming to convey to the audience through both the music and
sure,
the visuals?
sure. You know, that's a good question. And I think that there's I put more weight on that type of thing than I would the meaning of what you're watching, and a little discomfort. You know, there's a little discomfort there. There's uncertainty. You're kind of having the experience of uncertainty. If you're really intently watching what's going on in the little film, it's uncertain. You're unsure. You're just kind of moving through the scenes with them. Okay, so now he has this. Okay, so now he's here. Okay, so apparently he's now been led to this place. Why? Why? And it's just a lot of that. And then when you finally get to the end, it's sort of it answers a question that you're not sure that you understood even the question in the first place, but you feel like something's been answered. And so it's there's a little bit of suspense in it that I like, and if we get that out of the watcher or the viewer, then good. We
And
make people cry, we make people laugh. I'm okay with that too. What?
yeah, I mean, although I'd say the music, for instance,
Right.
It's more of a song that you would use in a drama kind of film,
Sure.
uh, or even a thriller. So how does the music contribute to the overall story?
Well, the music I believe has this. Okay, so the music itself is drone like, right? You hear that saying that do 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 do.
It's pretty common for to say a
Right. You
thriller.
have this. Yeah, you have this lick kind of going for throughout the entire thing, and then we kind of put musical devices around it. But it's just sort of this almost Philip Glass like thing, like, where it's just like this consistent thing, and then we just put layers on around it and just build some darker moods around it, and then have it climb it. Like the original recording never had drums at the end. There were those extra intensities at the end. That was me. I added that stuff, and the mood is darker, a little sadder, for sure. For sure, something in that world.
Well, we want to thank you for taking this time to talk to us in
Cool.
Brazil. And is there anything you'd like to say to the audience that we forgot to ask? Perhaps that you wanted to say to
Yeah,
the
come visit us, aquahenmusic.com. There's other music. We write other things. We're interested in other films. We also have this available as an NFT on OpenSea. OpenSea Aquahen, AQUAHEN. We take this real seriously. I mean, we definitely have done some other film work too, and we look forward to doing more in the future, for sure. If anyone's interested, reach out to us from there.
And have you signed up for film festivals?
We have 7. Actually, I know that number. I know 7 of them. We haven't gotten responses yet. I'm not sure how this process works. Never entered a film festival before. I don't know the criteria, but supposedly we're going to get some feedback like within the next month. So,
Yeah, especially now in Brazil with the with this. So, folks, film festival enthusiasts, film festival organizers. So, how do they contact you? So if film festivals believe that your film meets their criteria and your films are eligible for their festival, how should they contact you? What is the
go to Aquahen. Yeah, no, our Aquahen Music. Go to aquahenmusic.com, and there's all kinds of contact information there for sure. It's easy to find us. It's a cool website. It features other music that we make as well as the film Flatworld. And it's pretty clear what to do from there. aquahenmusic.com.
Yes, and how do we spell Aquahen? A.
Oh, go ahead.
Let's spell it out.
Oh, AQUA, aqua, and then hen, HEN, aquahen.
Yeah, as easy
Aquahen
as
Music, aquahenmusic.com, and thank you very much. You bet, that's what it is.
Okay, aquahenmusic.com, and that's how you contact him.